After that devastating earthquake in Haiti, a lot of people wondered what they could do to help.
Doctors and nurses from the University of Maryland moved into action, and their work hasn't stopped since. We traveled to Haiti to see their mission of hope. On Rue L'Entremont, a neighborhood still navigating the chaos after the quake. This is Saint Francois de Sales.
And after the house collapsed on them.
The oldest hospital in Port-au-Prince.
So it just did like a pancake, like a lot of these buildings did.
Most of it is now gone.
Around 150 people that were in that building when the earthquake happened at 5 p.m. So they're still there.
There was a place where I took a shower, and they told me that there might still be some bodies inside.
Still, every morning, hundreds of people line up.
You're seeing the worst of the worst.
Okay.
Waiting for help.
Another day at work.
To arrive.
When did she get stuck? 17 years ago?
Since 2 weeks after the earthquake,
Her arm works okay?
Tibial fracture.
medical teams from the University of Maryland and shock trauma have shown up
Humerus that's fixed now.
every morning,
And she's using
crutches.
bringing some of the best training in the world
going to the OR tomorrow.
Two like that?
Infection of the lateral incision.
to the people who need it most. Practicing medicine in the most primitive conditions.
She was using the pole yesterday.
Okay.
It's a valuable lesson for them and a valuable reminder
Beaucoup de douleur, hein?
for me that the most powerful tools that you have are your eyes
On which leg?
and your ears
No x-rays
and
yesterday.
your fingers.
Pour la marche.
A T3 or a T4 and a TSH should. The power of clinical medicine, taking a history.
When shock trauma physician-in-chief Dr. Thomas Scalea put out the call for help,
We have a list of 200 and something nurses and techs and doctors that want to come. This would, that's one of my patients from before. To go say hi to her.
so far the doctors here have treated more than 1,000 patients. People like Anna Pierre.
She was suffering terribly. Suffering terribly.
Mimose and Joseph Geoffroy traveled from Columbia, Maryland to help Mimose's mother. Gangrene in her leg threatened her life.
You know, if this team wasn't here, by now I was not going to have my mom.
Probably within 2 or 3 days she would have died of sepsis or septic shock infection.
She's 97 years old.
I mean, 97 in a country where the life expectancy is about 60.
Haitian people are tough.
Tough enough that this mother of 12 slept on a soccer field in the rain for 2 nights after the earthquake.
Last night I slept over there.
So I slept 2 hours.
Why Joseph and Mimose don't complain about sleeping here.
So this is my bed. The idea.
While doctors here aren't seeing as many trauma cases as they did right after the earthquake, now they're seeing the complications, the infections, and a lot of people who were very sick long before the earthquake hit.
This is a lady who had an ulcer on her right lower extremity for about 30 years. And when we first saw her, it was necrotic. It had maggots on it.
So what day are we today?
While teams of doctors from around the world have already pulled out,
The pink scrubs have come, they got here on day one, and they've stayed. This isn't the shock trauma center by any stretch of the imagination, but it's the same spirit that we have in Baltimore.
See you later.
and today, a chance to heal the spirit, too.
The kids especially needed it. Oh, everybody needed it, even us maybe.
There is no reason to laugh, but now you almost forget.
Mimose, a University of Maryland graduate, always knew shock trauma was there to help on the home front, but never imagined the angels in pink would be there.
They saved my mother's life, thank God.
Some 1,400 miles away.
And we're doing the best we can to help a whole bunch of people who don't have anybody else to help them right now. this is kind of what doctoring is supposed to be like.
From the hilltop view of Pétionville, it's hard to imagine this was once an exclusive golf course. Now, Haiti's elite replaced by 40,000 homeless.
You know, this is going to be a long-term effort on our part. This has really crippled a country that was already, you know, very, very poor before the earthquake.
The golf carts replaced by wheelbarrows.
The creaking of the wheelbarrows, if I hear that sound, I know our flow is good.
Baltimore-based Catholic Relief Services raised about $90 million for Haiti. Today, they're feeding the masses.
They really appreciate what CRS is doing for them.
We give probably around 7,000 people food for 30 days today. There's nothing better than that, really.
Food distribution runs like a well-oiled machine. It has to. There's a thin line between control and chaos.
Because too many people are, you know, fighting sometimes.
Hey, one line, one line.
We prefer to have only women in line. Women are very respectful, very calm. It's very, very, very tough work.
200-pound bags of grain, flour, peas, and vegetable oil. Food for a month for a family of 6.
So it's not so bad for them here. They have a place to live, and also CRS is taking good care of them, give them food, water.
So when as many as 2 million people lost their homes in the earthquake, most had nowhere to go. And because Pétionville has food and water, the conditions here are considered the best in Port-au-Prince.
But we also always say, you know, let's not kid each other. This is camp life, and this is not real life.
The big question is what happens in a few weeks when the rainy season hits. That's a problem for more than 1 million people in Haiti that are still living in tents. It's especially a problem at this camp in particular, which is situated on a hillside. Mudslides could completely wash away what little shelter these families have. The long-term recovery in Haiti is expected to take 3 to 5 years. But in the meantime,
oil.
With no homes,
peace.
No schools,
Boger.
everyday life is on the simplest of terms. And for most families, it's about surviving until tomorrow.